Hey everybody, I'm just kicking it here at home and thinking about my last video. I think I misunderstood and thought that the Ryoshi's research picture on its background picture Twitter was recently changed. I think that was about the time he went missing in action, where we haven't seen him since. But there is no doubt, though, that the Shibarium and Shitoshi, basically the Shiba Inu ecosystem, did take from Ryoshi Research's Twitter background and use the Peter Pan imagery from the storybook. And it's about dreams coming true and so on. Obviously, with relation to Shibarium probably going to be out here any day. It's a good time probably if you want and can afford to. This is not financial advice. This is not investing advice. This is just for education purpose, partial education. I'm not a financial advisor, in other words. This is mainly for entertainment. It'd be good to own some Shiba Inu. Some estimates put it back to its previous all-time high by the end of the year. So a lot of people think it'll be 0.008 to 9 by end of 2023. It could be more because this thing takes off. And if Shibarium, in my guess, based on how many people are going to be using Shibarium, because you have to look at how many holder wallets have Bone. And Bone's gone up to $2 today and come down some, it's correcting. But that's the gas fees for Shibarium. Look at how many holders there are. They're going to use that to trade a lot of tokens on there, a lot less expensive than trading on the Ethereum networks. So it's going to be a real competitor to Uniswap for sure. But providing another layer 2 on top of Ethereum to make it go probably more efficiently. It seems to me that Ethereum's technology is already built in, that the more layer 2s that are on Ethereum, the more it takes off of its network and it gets faster and you can do more transactions per second. But more and bigger. Shibarium is going to be more, and it's going to be very big. Bone's a good idea to have too. Again, not financial advice, but you're going to be able to trade on there. It's going to be awesome. Be able to make a lot of profit during a bull market, and not have to use a centralized exchange at all. Just keep it in your safe wallets, because centralized exchanges are not safe. Not one of them. Not one of them. Just like in the 1930s, any bank back then could collapse. And after the 1929 stock market crash, hundreds of banks went out of business in the United States. There were no safety nets back then. And crypto has no safety net. There's no Crypto has zero safety nets. Centralized exchanges might have some level of insurance, but it's not enough for a catastrophic loss. The government wouldn't bail it out. There's no way the United States would ever bail out crypto companies. These will be, until they become so ingrained in our financial system, left on their own to either succeed or fail. But Ethereum is one of the most successful, no doubt, second most successful crypto blockchain owned technology. Vitalik Buterin says it's his own technology. I'd call it just a blockchain technology and an asset technology. It's gas. It's a resource online. It's an actual cyber resource, cyber gas. Bone will be the same thing. So some people are thinking $1,000 one day on Bone, and that's entirely possible because that's probably when, Ethereum's at 10,000. And I think we need to start guesstimating some numbers. Shib could lose a zero this year, very well could. I think the burning, my estimate on burns based on how many over 1 million. Over 1 million many users of Shiba Inu wallets and so on. There's probably a lot we don't know of. There's could be stealth wallets that are out there that we don't know. Ethereum's developed, the ETH founders are developing those. They could use them for themselves, for developers, so people don't know what they're holding. I mean, that's a smart move. The devs don't want to show what they're holding because it's like, that could reveal some things. So stealth wallets will be huge. I think that'll be accompanying Shibarium. Eventually stealth wallets are going to be a big deal. I could see Okinami having a stealth wallet. It wouldn't surprise me if there's going to be a whole bunch of them. Okay, just like how wallet companies pop up. You have MetaMask, you have Coinbase's own proprietary wallet, you have Trust Wallet. Lots of hot wallets out there. And I think there's going to be more advances in ledger technology, or, like the hard wallet type things where, and I would never integrate it with my cell phone, but it would be interesting if they had a completely off the net, wallet, okay, that you did not have to plug into another device, but you could just set it up wirelessly, and it is so cryptic in so many, give it like 36 seed phrase, a 36 word seed phrase, that has high reliability. No one would be able to hack into it unless they had a camera on your piece of paper or you have it written down. So if you have cameras in your house on the web, do not put anything ever near them showing your seed phrases. The crypto scams are going to get even bigger. It's one thing that $4.5 billion or something like that last year was lost on meme coins and just coins that just rugged. 4.5 billion in rug pull lost money. That money went somewhere. A lot of these are going to be hackers and scammers, okay? All that money now is going to be attacking stuff on Shibarium. They're going to be looking at you, and you're going to try to get your Shib. So be very careful. But going back to the hard wallet idea, I could see more advanced technology there. That's the safest place right now with is a hard wallet for your crypto. And Ledger had a breach with email, just email addresses. But nobody's ever hacked into one of their actual hard wallet devices. But people seem to like Trezor the best, and Trezor sounds like it's a good one to own. If you're gonna be actually doing this now, because it looks like the bull run's kicking off, it's holding over 24 on Bitcoin very, very strongly. It's about to blow, and one good day on the stock market, I bet it goes up. Tech moving, of course. We're starting to see blockchain-related companies on the stock market start to go up a lot. Quantum computing being one, artificial intelligence companies being another, like Google Alphabet. Meta's recovering; it's doing better, but we're also seeing like a lot of microcaps really making some moves right now, like coming off of bottoms, which means people are speculating in just the ones that are coming out of the incubators and just starting sales. So AI is going to be huge with quantum computing, and you'll see that in the tech market here going forward, until there's a crash in the NASDAQ or something, and then it's going to be a good buying opportunity. Because quantum computing is going to go up a lot. It's going to go up a lot the next year. AI is going to go up a lot. Once ChatGPT has a public offering, it's going to be like Google. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a good IPO. And that's what I love about crypto, because we don't do IPOs. There's no IPOs unless it's centralized or mimicking. I detest crypto projects that act centralized, that do things centralized, and then screw over people just as bad as something centralized as a bank, like FTX. Okay, there's a lot of bad actors in crypto, and we know that. Okay, I wouldn't trust any centralized exchanges to keep my money, and it's a good chance of losing it all. Just use a centralized exchange to cash out for fiat from your other crypto wallets. Just send us as you need it. That's part of the transaction cost. But if you keep enough off centralized exchanges, it's your property. You bought a digital asset. No country I know of, except for maybe a few, have completely outlawed the possession of the crypto itself. Some just outlawed the trading of it. So a lot of people still holding it. Gets me to my next point. China and Japan. Oh my God. You got to be watching the news right now about this stuff. China's now they're competing with their own blockchain technologies. They want to try to take over the market. Japan's like, not so fast. And they're going to advance. They're going to have a little technology war while the U.S. is resisting it. Right now, there's a lot of resistance in the United States to adoption of crypto But that's how slow our legislative process. They're going to legislate on it. They're going to have their regulations. They're going to tax it, and everybody's going to be back to whatever in the United States. That's the burden of living in a free society, is you have to pay taxes for it too. What do you think keeps the enemies out of this country? The military, our powerful military. You have to pay taxes for that. But if you're going to set up banks with a lot of guns around it, so to speak, that's the United States. And it's a great place to secure money, but our banking system is wrought with problems because of how they seize money that's not theirs and how they're able to seize your money. Okay, the banking systems are failing to such an extent that the elites are sick of it. Okay, and instead of going to conspiracy theories about the Rothschilds, just look at the facts. The fact is that money in the banks is not collateralized properly. It could crash. It did in 2007, 2008. It was so fragile that the subprime lending debacle, during George W. Bush, where they eliminated more and more of the mortgage laws about bundling mortgages as CMOs or collateralized debt, CDOs, collateralized debt obligations, and mortgage investments. That's how they're giving people 10% on crap paper, people with zero to no credit, with fake, like maybe they made that much in cash, but there was no document supporting it. They stated income. They're called stated income loans, and banks will just underwrite these things, just rubber stamping. Okay, no one can verify any of it. That's why they had to regulate that, because it was a good racket for the loan officers, but the underwriters are the ones that went under, like Bear Stearns and stuff. But there's a lot of mistakes made with Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns, okay? And we've learned from them to an extent. Decentralized finance is what's learning from it and trying to compete with it, to say, well, the market then has to squeeze out a poor, antiquated banking system for technology that meets the World Wide Web and the e-commerce, web technology, information technology. We're in the information age, moving to the robotic age with artificial intelligence. Okay? And that's a big one right there. Artificial intelligence, yeah, it's going to be like another internet. It's beyond our capability to use it, but it's no more perfect than any of us. And we're all imperfect. Okay? I'm not too afraid of it right now. I am more afraid of it in what's called like an autonomous unit. Robotics is more scary because if it's on a computer program, you could probably lock it and keep it in its thing. They will become potential viruses because they'll come at you like a real person online. You had no idea what artificial intelligence was scamming you. And they're going to do that for your crypto information too. AI is getting so powerful, even the crooks are going to make AI bots to try to find your information. So be very careful on Telegram. Be very careful on Discord or anything social media. Don't click on any links that you receive. Only ones that you absolutely know and trust from the source. Okay? The bull market's kicking off, and Shibarium's going to be like the starting line for a lot of trading to come. We will see a drop in April, March, with the spring when the Shanghai fork happens, and ETH is going to probably have gone up, but it's going to come down. People are going to take profits on that ETH, especially as it breaches 2,000. 2,000 should be soon approaching if this bull market trend continues, even though it's technically a bear market until the downward trend ends. But this signals a bottom here. We're signaling. This is our first good signal of a bottom, and it's going to depend if Bitcoin can stay above 20,000, which I think it will do. It might flash crash here and there, but it looks like there is a strong base around 20,000. Second half of the year, we see the beginnings of this bull market, and a lot of it's going to come from when Shibarium goes live from beta. Out of beta, Shibarium is going to be a powerhouse for moving crypto, and a lot of the AI coins are going to trade on it, especially a lot of the new project AIs that are committed to very committed to decentralized finance, DeFi. That's why I like Not Financial Advice token or NFA NFA Labs, but the token symbol's NFAI. And they're a new artificial intelligence protocol for Athena. It's a trading bot that basically is the engine, the vehicle for building what is a decentralized hedge fund, which is a very interesting concept considering the rewards, for staking and other things you do with the NFAI token, the burn. They said there'll be burns. I really like that token. I think it's going to trade on Shibarium, and a lot of its utility too will also be getting trading signals from Athena that probably only people who pay for the service, I would think, or own the tokens will get privy to that information. You may have to hook your wallet into it in order to get trade signals. And imagine using NFAI and Shibarium. It's going to be a huge deal. We still don't know what Okinami is, but you got to be patient. The surge won't happen probably till mid-year. It's a while till June, okay? And then even as the surge starts, it doesn't mean Okinami will be revealed immediately. They'll just announce it saying, hey, we're entering into the surge phase. We'll bring you updates as they come. It'll be as minimal as that. You'll see Vitalik Buterin write a few tweets in a medium about it, explaining it, and it'll say, we will then announce when the surge goes live. We plan to give you more updates. And then you find out there's going to be a token. And if we find out Okinami is one of those, it's a scaling solution for ETH or another another layer 2 side chain, like a Polygon, or if it's some type of own XRP, XLM, or XRP for transactional use so that ETH and Visa can do what they want to do in their partnership. I mean, these are going to be some huge things coming out. Just absolutely bonkers. And we're not ready for it. We're just not ready for it. That's why people are doubting it too. There's a good saying that there's no such thing as being lucky. There's just a prepared mind. There's no such thing as being lucky. It's just a prepared mind. And that's what you have to do at this point in time, especially Okinami people. When the dev speaks, if you have a prepared mind, whenever the dev speaks, it'll be the right time. If you're impatient, you don't have the right mind. If you're impatient, you're not a prepared mind. Maybe because I'm in my mid-40s, I grew up during the 80s, and I didn't grow up with all this technology. We had to learn to be patient about so much. Uploading your first game onto your old your old desktop. I was like, I just got the sweet Doom. I'm trying to get on my computer, and you had to wait for it. And it would spin, and it would spin. I'd be like, I'm checking it. It's 45 minutes later, I finally downloaded the first floppy disk. We were, I think, a much more patient generation because we had to wait. All this technology, you don't have to wait for stuff anymore. Makes people impatient. Makes my generation impatient. Makes everybody impatient. But those that grew up with it, that's all they know. So you can't blame, you can't fault somebody for all they know, what you grew up with. And so I digress. Coming from the 80s, though, I grew up with very interesting technology. The computer age was starting, We had computers at home. My first computer was a Commodore 64, and we played Dungeons and Dragons and stuff on it, and word quest games. Okay, like Suspect and EverQuest and stuff like that. Now that I have gone into my mid-40s, watching blockchain technology is just another technology like a lot of other things. And everybody freaked out about video games. They thought kids' minds are going to melt from playing too much Atari. Every time a new technology is entered into basically the mainstream in every American home, like your refrigerator that order it, or your mom's fridge that orders stuff on Amazon for you. There's older folks who never would use that. I don't want to use that, and I'm not that old. But we're not ready for a lot of technology. And the United States definitely is not ready for blockchain. But when the world is changing around you, you have to be ready for it because it becomes a main thing in the world economy. We still live in a world economy. And China's like, knock, 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 hello. 40 million Hong Kong people are buying ETH and Bitcoin right now. And we're going to make crypto tokens, and we're going to compete. And it opening the market. And Japan's probably going to, with its debt ratio right now and its quantitative easing and the yen in the toilet, is probably just going to go the route of, centralized banking finance with CBDCs for the yen, and it's still going to allow capitalist competition for coins that have good technological usage. Japan is the incubator of so much technology, and as Japan advances, we advance after them usually. Where do you think all the video games came from first? Japan. If you ever go visit Japan, I want to one day, love to. They have all the cool stuff for video games before we have it. A lot of stuff gets tested in those markets first too, before, and some things just work in Japan, and some things just work here. But those things that do very well, that are ubiquitous, they end up in America. I think with Japan and the blockchain, it's basically the United States is going to be behind them. It's going to be just like the car and auto race of the 80s and 90s auto race, where we lost to Japan. Look at Toyota. It's getting dark here. I'm going to end here. I think we have a lot to be excited about. There's a lot to talk about, and it's going to get really more active here on YouTube. Again, I said in my other video, the CEO of YouTube is really into Web3 technology. That's awesome. I don't know what that's going to do for YouTube creators, but I'm excited for it because I'm a creator on here. Please help me get these videos to even go viral. Help me, community. Let's go viral. That's my last request. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and, hit the bell so you get notices whenever a video pops up. Do that for me, because it's going to help you guys. Okinami community, you're in this video too, in a big way. I hope we get listed on Shibarium with Okinami. I want to see the technology start working. We start seeing some things with the tests as the coin gets tested live. It's going to be pretty cool. And I think we could go to the communities with Shibarium, the Shiba Inu ecosystem, and other ERC20 communities, and as they see what we have, they're going to be gaining a lot of interest. So Okinami on Shibarium is going to be very good. There's always going to be fudders. There's always doubters and everything. But once you start looking at the evidence and the community grows, I think we're going to see more and more. It's going to be pretty cool. Just be patient. The patient fisherman catches the largest fish. And don't forget that the Ryoshi fisherman, okay, that's part of the fable here behind it. We all have to be Ryoshi. We all have to be fishermen. So are the ETH people. That's why they like Shib. And so are the Shib people, and other communities as well. And if that's the way it is, soon is not a big deal. That's actually a great thing every time you hear it. Find something to be grateful for in everything that happens to you, good and bad. Find something to be grateful for in everything that happens to you. And I believe that's used in Buddhism too. If it's not, I think Buddhism would agree with it, which is a very Zen Buddhist thought in my mind. So probably already part of it for all I know. But, if you find something to be thankful for, something to be grateful for in every experience, good and bad, you can't lose. Okay. But just imagine how grateful you'll be if you just be patient. So anyways, till next time, guys, please like, share, subscribe again, hit the button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.